I consider myself to be really lucky when it comes to my next door neighbours. Even though we don't speak the same language, we can still look after each other's children, perhaps trade a cup of sugar now and again, and of course, they often remind me to put the bins out when I forget. Neighbours and good neighbours are really important. And just like we with my cup of sugar, Switzerland also needs to trade with its neighbours, Europe. But Switzerland also relies on Europe to attract skilled labour into the country, and it also cooperates on research. But since 2021 and the framework agreement which allows all of this to happen broke down, things have got tougher. We now rely on bilateral agreements, and these are being slowly eroded away over time, so that when, for example, laws change in Europe, there are impacts here in Switzerland. Avenir Suisse this month is highlighting the electrical and mechanical engineering industry because new laws for exports in Europe have had an impact here across the whole of Switzerland, but particularly in cantons Ticino and Jura, where more than 20% of their exports are machinery exports. And Avenir Suisse says this is problematic for a couple of reasons. First of all, this slow creep of erosion isn't having so much of an impact that it gives us impetus to act upon it and renegotiate this framework agreement. And secondly, it's putting all the pressure on the industries that are most impacted, forcing them to think outside the box and sometimes outside of Switzerland, putting some of their production plants in the very locations where they export. Europe. This is not good news for Switzerland. This affects our potential to grow as a business location, and it impacts our prosperity. So there's lots more at risk than just a cup of sugar.